Hey YouTube world, what's going on? Mark here from TST Industries, back in the garage with another video. And today we're hitting a bit of a dual video, a little bit of a product feature, a little bit of an entertaining, informative video with our 2022 Honda Grom. And if you don't know what I'm talking about already, it's the highly anticipated and finally available Airbox cover from TST Industries. This is for the 2022 Honda Grom. This is the first look at it. If you're interested in the installation process, you can also check out our installation video, which is also available on YouTube. But here it is. This is an ABS injection molded, texture and color matched piece. This material is the same stuff that is used on your body panels, headlights, and other surrounding pieces. And we are finally excited to release this to the world. If you own one of these Groms, you know that a lot of the offerings out there are aftermarket intakes. They remove the complete Airbox assembly, mount directly onto the throttle body, and then you have a nice air intake with a filter at the end. That sounds good, looks good, and gets the job done. But we wanted something a little bit more refined because that's kind of what we do here. Now, a big thing to note is that when you install this versus any other aftermarket air intake, you'll see that these body panels aren't flopping around. I could shake this bike almost completely off the lift if I wanted to. And that's something that a lot of the air intakes, almost all of the air intake assemblies that are already offered for this bike don't have. When you remove the Airbox and the Airbox cover, a lot of your OEM fairing mounting points are thrown in the trash. That can leave your fairings flopping around. It really kind of irritates things. Some people have made carbon fiber rods or other rods or anything that is a fairing support, but with our Airbox cover, you do not need to worry about that. If you look at it from the front, you can actually see the stock green air filter element, really nice cut in the Airbox cover for some design cues and airflow improvements. And the sound that this thing puts out is incredible. If you don't have a aftermarket exhaust and you're running the stock system, you'll notice once you turn the bike on and give it a few revs, immediately there is an improvement in the sound and acoustics of the bike. But that's not just all we wanted to hit. Sure, it functions good and it sounds good, and yeah, it looks good, but what we really wanted to hit on was improved performance. But during this entire process, we've actually received quite a few questions from potential customers, people who are interested, even other companies we work with. So I'm gonna try and answer some of those questions as quickly and cleanly as possible, and hopefully help you make a smarter decision when you're shopping for parts for your Grom. So to begin, this is an air system upgrade. And like with most, you might ask, do you need a tune? Yes and no, for lack of better words. If you install this and you want to go ride, you don't need a tune. It'll mount and it'll function and it'll sound good, but you won't really be wringing it out for all of its performance potential. So we absolutely do recommend a tune, especially if you have done any other modifications to the engine or the exhaust system. If you have a full exhaust, we definitely recommend it because you may be getting into the potentially dangerous AFR zone. So that choice is up to you. Can you purchase this and install it? Yes, absolutely, go for it. And if down the road you decide that you wanted to get a tune, at that point, do so. Do you need an aftermarket air filter? No, we did some testing, actually quite a bit of testing on our dyno, and some independent testers that we've worked with in the past, including CJR Racing, Cameron Jones Racing, have done some testing on this system with various air filter elements and as well as the stock air filter. We also did a few with no air filter. And the truth is, whether you go aftermarket or remain with the stock, the difference in potential is so marginal that it's hard to differentiate. Absolutely, the aftermarket air filters, we do feel as if they perform better. The renewability alone and the durability of those filters, being able to oil them, remove them, clean them out versus the stock paper one is a huge improvement in and of itself. It cuts down cost and it cuts down maintenance time. You don't need to always replace your air filter. So we do recommend going with an aftermarket air filter, but do you need one? No, we are actually running our stock one right now with no issues. Once we're done getting that all dirty, we will switch to an aftermarket one and call it a day. Now, what is the difference or the potential versus our cover versus another air intake system? Well, it depends on what measure you're really trying to gauge this off of. Price alone, this beats out most, if not all, of the competition. This is a one-time purchase piece. Like I said, you can use the stock air filter or purchase another air filter, but this is just the piece as it is, and you can install it and go ride. So it's low cost, it's durable, it looks great, it maintains the factory mounting points, and it sounds amazing. So those are a bunch of pros. But if you're looking for some performance increase, well, ours to a lot of the aftermarket intakes we tested against, and mind you, we don't have access to every single intake setup that is on the market, but ours versus the ones we were able to test it against stacked up almost the same. The only time we saw any real difference was in the low rev range, where ours did slightly better, and in the high rev range, where the aftermarket intakes, the long runner tubes, do better. And that is because they have a long runner tube, they have different features inside of the air intakes that flow air slightly better, and that in and of itself did cause a little bit of an increase over ours and of course over the stock. But all in all, our Airbox cover does the job. Peak performance we saw on dozens and dozens of tests, improved all across the rev range. And again, just looking at it, it's hard to tell. We've had a lot of international customers mention that with inspections and stuff, they may actually be looking into this versus another air intake setup because this looks like a stock piece. So we're really excited about that, and we hope you are too. But at the end of the day, the choice is yours. It is a free market. We're not pressuring anyone to purchase this, but I think anyone who does purchase and install this isn't going to look back. And the last question we've been getting a lot of is this piece safe to use in the dirt or in the rain? And to be honest, just like with any other aftermarket air intake, not really. You can use it in dirt. I do understand a lot of Grom owners, they ride their bikes to the limits in every riding condition, whether it's on the dirt or in the track, in city commuting, throw some knobbies on it, running through puddles. You guys ring these things out for what they're worth. And we love that. But if you are going to be riding in some unforgiving conditions, like a lot of dirt, you have some knobbies on here, it's kicking up a lot of dirt, we do recommend removing the Airbox cover after every ride. If you're riding heavily in dirt, clean it out, re-oil it, inspect it, make sure you're good. Now, as far as rain goes, I do know with some of the other aftermarket air intake setups, people do apply or install some socks of some sort or covers around the air filter to prevent it from sucking up water. The same logic can be used here. This is not a waterproof system. If you are submerging your Grom, if you've done the Grom ski mod and carved out a jet ski and you want to take this in the water, just don't. Don't do it with our Airbox cover. Don't do it at all in general. This is not a waterproof system. If you have a way of blocking the water or protecting it from collecting inside of the Airbox and into the combustion chamber, please do so. But at the end of the day, we do not recommend doing that. This does not carry a warranty for your engine or anything like that, so please keep that in mind. It is now available on our website, tstindustries.com. The link is in the description. Be sure to navigate to your bike if you're just visiting our website organically, and you'll be able to find this product for your 2022 Honda Grom or any of the other products you see on our shop Grom here. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, want to say hey, leave us a comment in the comment field below. You can also visit us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all username TST Industries. And as always, our customer support team is here to help. Should you not be able to contact us any other way, you can always drop us an email, support@tstindustries.com, and we'll be able to get back to you as soon as possible. For now, this has been Mark from TST Industries. I'm gonna go rip this thing up a bit. Catch you guys next time.